welcome to the channel. It's a beautiful day outside. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I don't know what the weather's like here temperature wise. I'm not a sociologist, so it's warm, it's nice. Hope you guys are having splendid weather wherever you're at. Hope you guys are all staying safe. Today we're gonna take Nacho here and we're gonna lift him up a little bit. We've got a Ready Lift SST 4-inch lift kit here. Let me show you what we got as far as truck wise. 2015 Sierra Denali GMC. Currently we have let's see, we've got a 2-inch Rough Country level kit here. I've got Rough Country upper control arm to kind of simmer down on that ball joint angle. It wasn't too bad, but this just made it a little bit better. This is a mag ride kit, so it's got this little hooting on Johnson right there. So that'll have to come off. This will come off, and then we'll throw the 4-inch ready lifts. It's got a spacer here, some drop pucks for your differential, and then some, I believe, 1 3/4 block sugar rear. Problem we're having is, let's see if we can get this scooched over. I'm getting a slight bit of rubbing here. What we're running are 33-inch Ridge Grapplers, Ridge Grapplers on 20x10 Arkon Lincoln ones. They're pretty beefy. They're not stanced out like old Steven over here. Old Steven's got 20x12s on him, but we're rubbing enough. I don't like it. I don't like it. I've tried trimming. I don't even like that. I don't like the trim. First thing we got to do, I've already got her up on jacks. Got the wheels off. Oh, apparently I left her in 4 auto. It was raining yesterday when I came home from work. And the roads are a little slippery. But I think I'm going to have to take this off. Instructions don't tell you to take it off, but I think it's easier to get those bolts back here and all that harnessing. Plus, I'm not sure if this kit will actually work with a mag ride. I didn't say it didn't, but it didn't say it did. So it might just have to on that. But let's see what we got here. I've already opened it. The box came to me. Looked like a bear tried to get into it. But I just opened it up to see if there's any damage. Nothing was damaged. Instructions, invoice, bag of goodies, more bolts. These are pucks for a differential drop. Lift blocks. Those are pretty beefy. Not beefy, but they're heavy. Let me see this. I thought it said 1 3/4 rear. That's 3 inches. We get our U-bolt hardware. We got our spacer. For our full assembly. Second one, we have extensions for our rear shocks. Son of a catch. Oh, we got a skip plate. Yep. Putting you back. We got a warning. Please place this card with, no, I'm not reading that. And stickers. I don't like stickers either. I'm gonna put it back anyway. A little freak out over there. So that's what we get in the box. Oh, cotter keys and one of these. Let me show the upper control arms. Got upper control arms. And as you can see, one of these who y'all's fell off. We'll just slap her back in there and smoke them down. They ain't going nowhere. Alright. So that's what's in the box. We already got her up. We'll all that trash off there and all that trash on there. You might be asking, why don't we go with a 6-inch and a 35s? It's mag ride. There's only a couple companies that make a bigger lift for these mag ride Sierras or whatever. I don't know what other truck came with mag ride. I think it's just the Sierras. And I like the 33s. I still use my truck. I still haul stuff with it. Camp in it, and if it's way up in the air, I can't get in the back. I gotta get in the back. I do have a tent that goes in the back. That's where I sleep when I'm camping like that. If not, we'll pack in, but I don't need it for that. I would like to go bigger. I don't like a 6-inch. I don't want 35s. If I'm gonna go that big, I'm gonna go way big. I've already got 33s are big enough. 33s isn't really much bigger. But I do have a 66 C10 back there we'll get running. That'll be a future project. I don't know how much future. Hopefully not too much future. But once I get that one going and I can make it a reliable mode of transportation, then we'll go ahead and take Nacho to the ceiling. But for now, we're just going to go with the 4-inch. 33s, it better clear. If not, I'll just set her on fire. Honestly, no, I'm not honest about that. It should be all right. Hopefully this works. It didn't say it didn't. It didn't say it did. But reading through the instructions, there's no reason it shouldn't. It's just I'm still maintaining my factory shock, so it should be no problem. I think the only issue I might have is on the front with wire harness length, but I can make that work. I'm pretty good with that kind of trash. So let's get set up and we'll dive right in there. Back on the bench. This is the controller that came out of it. This is a Rough Country controller. I believe it's for 2 to 4 inch levels. I'm not sure. You have to look it up. This is the one that came with the ready lift kit. You can see the difference here. This one's tubular. It's pretty light. This one's cast iron and it's heavy as a mug. Strut extension. Well, it's 2 1/4, but suspension geometries, all that voodoo. It'll come out to 4 inches. It's leveling block. We measure it out. It's a 2-inch. It only measures 7/8. So if you're good at geometry and all that, you can figure it out. Alright, so all I need to do is, it says using the factory hardware, just install our spacer under our strut. While I was pulling it apart, I noticed there's a lot of slack in this, so this shouldn't be a problem hooking this back up or bringing any strain on this harness. So I don't know what's going on. Had a phone call, cut the camera off. My cell phone's linked to my GoPro, so I can control it here, see how it looks. I don't know, I'm not into movie magic. Spacer goes on top of your strut. These holes are not spaced equally through here. These look closer together than these, at least to this one. So it can only go on one way, but it says using the factory hardware, just slap this bad boy in there. Oh, first time. Let's try this one. See? It won't go. It only goes yonder. But using factory hardware, we've got to torque it down to 25 foot-pounds. Get this in there. Unfortunately, I don't have a crow's foot, so we're just going to smoke them down. Oh, that clearly was not 25 foot-pounds, but we're going to go ahead and, I don't have a crow's foot. I mean, if you guys know what a crow's foot is, pretty much an open end with a hacked off here. It's got a square fitting so you can fit a ratchet in there. I can't get a socket in here to put my torque wrench on it, but that feels like 25. Son of a bug. Okay, so all we got to do now, put it back together, just like the reverse of taking it out, throw it back in there, loose installer, no one loose install, we're not going to smoke everything down yet. We'll get it all installed, get it back on the ground, jumps the suspension, then we'll go ahead and torque everything down. But let's get it back in. Like agriculture trying to attack my family. That was me. Oops, need hardware. Yeah, there's plenty of slack on that. I'm not worried about that. A bit. Need hardware. Alright, we got our hardware. Squared away, take a little pause. And go through our bag of goodies. Found the nuts that go to this. You think they'd bag them all together as what goes in what? They didn't. These fasteners, nuts, these bolts and washers were all bagged together. The nuts to go with these, completely different bags. So we got it. We just need to let this down just a scotch more. front's done. The front's back together. Well, it's not done. I got the suspension back together minus the. I still got to put the sway bar end links in. Still got the splash guard out, trim out. But I got the wheels and tires back on it, so we can spin it around. I need to get the back in here so we can work on the back. I had to get those lift blocks or the factory blocks out, get the lift blocks in. But I want to spin it around. We don't have much time left as far as daylight's concerned. But I want to get at least the suspension done tonight. So we'll get it spun around, get the aft in here, get it done. But I'm not gonna be able to complete everything tonight. I still gotta do the diff drop. And if you can see here, the CV angle, tie rod angle is that's pretty spicy right there. But the diff, we'll get that trash out of the way. We'll get this rock guard out of the way. Get the diff dropped, and we'll get her squared away. Clear the fishing rods. Okay, welcome to the bottom of my truck. So, that's got to go in, and that's got to go on the end of the shock. First we got to get, I've already loosened up that side, just for the sake of wasting everybody's time. Got to get this side broke loose, get that block out of there, get this one in. Should be pretty easy. Let's get after it. My camera cut off, don't know why. Don't know how much you saw. Just try dragging this up, get this block out. Probably easy to do with this shock disconnected, so let's do that. That hurt. All right, looked like that worked. Oh, I don't know if it's come up enough though. Doesn't look like it. No, it sure has not. So, Drop it again. So we put some more blocks of wood under here. Seems like jack should go a little higher than that, but it doesn't. Yeah, that's not gonna fit. Nope. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That should be good. Almost. Son of a bitch. Plenty. Small and forward. There we go. This goes back in here. Hold on, hold on. Okay, that's not gonna work. Yeah, well, that'll work. That didn't go as planned. Well, it's the next day. We didn't get as much done yesterday as I wanted to get done. Apparently the lift blocks, if you don't follow the directions, is pretty much a pain in the ass to get done. The front went pretty easy. I only got one side done. I filmed a lot of it. It's pretty foul-mouthed filled, so probably not going to include it. Problem I had was the directions tell you to lift the rear completely off the ground and then disconnect one side at a time. I just jacked one side of the truck up. I think what happened was when I lowered the passenger side to get the block out, I think it threw everything out of alignment since the driver's side was still pretty much on weight, so I threw a lot of weight to that side. I just had a pain to get that block to line up with the spring when I put it back together. But we got it. Just took a little bit of help. So this morning we'll go ahead and get that driver's side done. That'll finish up the end of it, or the back end of it. Then we'll get it swapped around again. Got to do the diff drop in the front, and then torque everything, get everything back to at least semi-alignment what it was previously, where we had the marks. Grease it, and then she's done. I got to put a skid plate on. Got to modify the gravel guard, put that back on. And that's a wrap for that. I was hoping to get it in today to get the alignment done, but it's probably not going to happen, so maybe next weekend we'll get the alignment done. That's fine. I can sit here all week. I got Steven and I got the Hell Pony here. I can drive if I need to work this week, so hang in there. We'll get her done today, so let's get started. We're going to take this shock off. Last one I didn't take that shock off when I did that side. I couldn't get enough space in there to get that block in there. So we'll get this one off. I did chase these threads. There's a lot of paint built up in here. That side was just a bare. These are lock bolts. And they're squishing in, so that didn't help, but that paint really gummed them up. But let's get this shock off. lift blocks are a pain in the ass to put in. Not really the lift blocks. Let me show you. If y'all can see, let me get this tape out of the way. If y'all can see this, this is my my sensor for the mag ride, and it connects here to this plate. There's a plate that sits on top of this lift block. If y'all can see, let me get this. There. Right here, this plate, it's just a plate that this connects to. It's got a little arm that comes off and a ball socket. This plate just sits loose on top of this, the block, either stock block or lift block. And it just sits loose in there when you're trying to put everything together. Once it's in, it's not going to move anywhere. It's got a hole in the middle for the spring locating pin to sit through. So it's not going to move, but trying to put all this together with that little plate just flopping around in there, it's a pain in the ass. And this spring keeps kicking out. I don't know why it's kicking out. One of the things the instructions doesn't tell you, you got to take this. Let's see. You got to take this brake line bracket loose from the frame. It was causing the axle to roll forward. I couldn't get it to move back enough. So found this, loosened it up. Had plenty of slop in there to roll it back to line everything up, but got the ball back stuck in here now. I had to use that to pry the spring over, and then I killed the camera because I actually put the camera up in here so I could focus on this alignment pin to get everything aligned up. Just watching through my phone, using it as a kind of like a borescope, but that's where we're at now. So it's on there. It's on. I got the air gun out. We're gonna go ahead and run these. Lord, we're gonna go ahead and run these bolts down. I'm not gonna torque them yet. I got the old air gun out. Don't piss them on. I didn't have an impact socket on it. I'm just running them down. I'm not gonna torque them down. I'm just running them down because those nuts don't want to go on very easy, and it's wearing my arms out. So I'm just gonna run them down, get them tight, get them snug, and then we'll go back and torque them down with a torque wrench and a ratchet. But that's where we're at now. Hopefully we get this knocked out in the next few minutes. So we can wrap this, at least the rear end, and get the front end finished. Alright guys, I just noticed, let's swap the batteries in this GoPro, and I just noticed I've only got 37 minutes left of recording time on this SD card. It's the only SD card I've got, so I'm gonna stop right now. I'm gonna get this finished up. I don't think you care to see me torque down some bolts and waller around on the concrete again. Let me get this knocked out real quick. We got a storm coming in too, so if it does come in while we're recording, it's gonna sound like crap. But I don't think I'm gonna make 37 minutes getting this wrapped up, so let me get her knocked out. When I get her finished up, we'll jump back on it and show you. I'll show you the finished product and what we got. Probably take it for a little trip down the block, see how she handles and how she rides. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright guys, we're done. Finally stinking done. It feels like it's been 2 weeks. Well, because it has been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since we started this. It actually took two days, about 2 days to do this by myself. Probably running time 8 hours maybe. I know I said at the beginning I could probably do it in 3 or 4 hours. That's not true. Not by myself. It was tricky some places, but we're finished. So, what do you guys think? I like it. I'm not in love with it, but I like it. It does what it needs to do. There's no rubbing anymore. I will be outside today. It's beautiful outside, but with being beautiful, everybody else is outside. I got construction going on over here. We've got boats over here. Birds. Not construction. I got a neighbor over here doing something too. Not sure what he's doing. And I'm pretty sure in those woods is a chupacabra. All kinds of noise. So I just came in. I had to back it in the garage here. I would be outside, but like I said, it's way too noisy. I don't know what's going to pick up on this camera. Friday, 2 Fridays ago is when I started. Friday afternoon. Started in the afternoon. Probably, I got both fronts done. I got both front coil spacers in. I got one. Let me see if I can't quit blinding myself out. One lift block in, halfway in. The next Saturday, or the next day was a Saturday. Started again about afternoon. Got both lift blocks in the back. Got the diff drop in, got that all done. Sunday morning, got up, drove it around the neighborhood and back, probably 30 seconds with everything still loose in the front, just to settle the front end. Tighten everything, and that's all I did. After that, I didn't drive it for a week. I wanted to make sure that the front end was aligned, the headlights were aligned. I didn't want to tear anything up on these tires. These tires are not cheap, and I don't like wasting money when I don't need to. But it also for the first week I didn't drive it. I drove the H3 over there to work. I needed to get time in to get it in the dealership, get the alignment done before I drive it. I got that done the following Friday, so that was 1 week. Got that done, and then the next week I drove it to work. I tried to get out here and get this finished up. Actually, when I actually finished it that Sunday and finished the install, I actually did this whole outro bit. I didn't like it. I deleted it. We're starting over again with the outro, wrap up, whatever you want to call it. The last week I drove it to work, and like I said, I like it. I'm not in love with it. It does what it needs to do. It's not rubbing anymore. It does ride a little different. This truck already road stiff to begin with. It does have the Magnaride shocks. It doesn't have the Rancho shocks. And they do tend to ride a little stiff. I like that. The way it did ride, it really handled really well. But now the front end rides like a square body 3/4 ton Chevy pickup. I don't mind it. I'll probably get used to it, but like I've said before, this is just a segue to what it will be. I just needed to get this up so I can clear these tires to stop rubbing. So if we can see here, you can see there where I had to do some trimming on it. It now clears that, so I can go ahead and replace this plastic trim, so that's covered up again. I don't like that. But as far as where we're at now, before measuring from the center of the tire, at the center of the tire from the ground to the center of the wheel well, before I did this, we were at 38 inches. Now that's with a 2-inch leveling kit. So 38 inches with a 2-inch leveling kit. We are now at 40 inches. Same area. Center of the tire, ground to the wheel well. In the back, with the 2-inch leveling kit, should have still been stock because there was nothing done to it. That measured 40 inches. And then with the leveling kit now, the 2-inch blocks in the back, they're about 2 inches. Let's see if we can see them back here. I think we measured them before when we started this. Didn't have unboxing. I think it was 1 3/4 is what we measured. So now we're at 41.5 roughly. In the front measures 40 inches. So we're from 38 to 40 in the front, and then 39 to 41 and 42 in the back. 41.5 in the back. Lessons learned. Let's go over lessons learned. Let me get my phone here. Lessons learned from what I've learned doing this. Give yourself plenty of time. So the directions, well, the instructions that come with it says it takes, I believe it said 7 to 8 hours. By myself, never doing a lift before, it probably took me 8 to 10 hours, maybe 12 hours. I'll be conservative, say 8 hours or 12 hours. I'm sorry. So give yourself plenty of time. I mean, it's not a difficult one if you have some kind of mechanical skills. You know how to use tools. You only need basic tools. I don't have to do any cutting. Yeah, I do need to get under there and trim there's one spot on the differential. There's a cooling fin on there on the case that needs to be trimmed just a hair. I still need to do that. If you have access to a lift, get a lift. This would be much easier than crawling around the floor for 12 hours. One thing I really wish I had was an impact. I've got an air impact, but this is my compressor, and this thing is not built for doing that kind of work. I mean, I guess it got it done, but it took longer than it should have. And using a ratchet it works the old shoulders. If you have an impact, use it. If you know a buddy that has one, use theirs. Speaking of your buddies, if you have help or have a buddy that can help you, get them to help you. This will go a lot easier. I had to get help to do the rear blocks whenever I would lift the truck, drop the rear end enough to get the new block in there. That spring would kick out this way. I'm guessing just because of the angle of the dangles. And I had to get a ball bat in there to grab it over or pry that spring back over to get everything to line back up. And it was pretty much a pain. I had to get one of my boys out here to hammer on that ball bat while I jacked the rear end back up to get everything in alignment. One thing I would suggest, I got some suggestions on here. If you are doing this, go ahead and replace all your wear items in there. Replace your ball joints, your tie rod, and your bushings. Now this kit, this is the ReadyTech 4-inch kit, and it did come with upper control arms, so it already had a new ball joint, and it already came with bushings. But also, not too long ago, I've already rebuilt the front end on this. One of the shocks, the shock on the passenger side was leaking, so I had to replace that. Well, I ended up replacing both. I also had a worn out ball joint on that side, so I ended up replacing all the ball joints, the shocks, and the bushings. So that was already taken care of. But if you haven't done all that, you've got a lot of miles on your truck. If it's new, don't worry about it. This truck has 122,000 miles on it, 2015. Like I said, I used the mess out of this truck. That's why I didn't want to go gigantic on it. So that's it. I think, let me look again. Oh, yeah, we already wanted that. Like I said, the ride is stiff. We are going to the measurements. We got more to do on this. Still got to get the 66 out there. We got to get it going again, or get it reliable so I can drive that. And then we can take this thing to the moon and do what I want to do to it. Let me know what you think. Comment. There's more to come. This is just my first one. It will get better, I promise. Subscribe, share it. And you guys have a nice day, and be safe, and we'll holler at you later.